welcome back to the Cat Knit Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Monday, January 11th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do all day, every day. And I have a lot of knitting to show you today, which is very exciting. It's a new year, new projects, old projects, all the fun stuff. If you would like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. Most active on Instagram. Please go follow me over on there. I also have show notes, links to things that I will be talking about. Hopefully I will remember all the things that I will be talking about. And the link to that will be down below if you're on YouTube, or if you're on my blog already, everything is already there. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season. I hope that it was safe, and if you got to see friends and family, that you had a wonderful time. We had a fun time together with my family and with Sam's family, celebrating all the things, and now we're ready for a new year, 2021. Here we go. Who knows what is in store for us this coming year. But yes, I do have a lot of knitting to show you today, and this is very exciting. I've got test knits, I've got new stuff, I've got Christmas presents to show you. Yes, I'm putting my bangs to the side now. Changes. My sweatshirt says Stars Hollow because I am a huge Gilmore Girls fan. We already know this is no news. But I got a Stars Hollow sweatshirt for Christmas from Sam, and I'm very excited. It's also very cold today, which is really great. So yeah, this is all very exciting stuff, and I am looking forward to the new things that are coming in 2021, whatever they may be, hopefully good things. And yeah, so without further ado, if you would like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, an animal to snuggle upon, something to craft upon, laundry to fold, any of the things that you may want to do or need to do or are choosing to do, whatever you may so desire, or all of the above, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. I have two new discoveries at the beginning of this year, which I'm very, very excited about both. Neither of them have to do with knitting, but because I am so excited about them, I'm going to share them with you. So, lucky you. First of all, I have discovered the beauty and wonder of oat milk creamer. And so it's slightly sweetened, but it's made with oat milk, and it is so good. I love it so much. I don't know why, but I was feeling like trying something new, especially after my seasonal creamers ran out. And I used them all up, and it was very sad. But, you know, all good things must come to an end. And so I decided to try this new oat milk creamer, and now I can't remember what brand it is off the top of my head. Maybe just a store brand, I don't actually know. But it's delicious, so if you have the hankering to try something new in your coffee, it also works very well in tea, I have discovered. If it works very well in PG Tips. So if you like black tea, it definitely changes the taste, but it's still like not in a bad way in any way. It's delicious. Would highly recommend. So that's what I have in my coffee right now. It also froths up really nicely, which is very important if you like making and drinking lattes. I think that is a necessity. So that's also a huge pro. And I also don't think it was too expensive. So good things, all good things. Second of all, this is a huge confession. Excuse me. I'll turn that off. I'm going to set my coffee down because I feel like I need both hands for this too. Gesture. Is this a guilty pleasure? Yes, but are we guilty? Am I guilty about it? Are we guilty about it? No, because I love reality television. I am not ashamed. I will tell anybody. But also slightly embarrassed at the same time, but also not, because it's something that I enjoy, so I'm not guilty about it. I'm not feeling guilty. It's great. I have never seen, or I had never seen up until a week ago, 2 weeks ago, any of the Real Housewives. And let me tell you, I have now seen everything that's available of Salt Lake City. I've seen all of season 4 and the beginning of season 5 of Dallas. I've started Orange County. I foresee a lot of Real Housewives in my future. It is the most entertaining thing ever. Which is a very extreme statement, but I do stand by that. There is something about watching other people's drama that is very calming. I couldn't tell you why I think that, but I still stand by that statement. And I know it's not for everybody. There's quite a lot that goes on in these shows. But they're just very entertaining. When you're starting a new year and you're not really sure what you're going to do that current week, and you're just like, well, this seems interesting. I'll give it a try. Who knows, you may find your new favorite TV show. It's not my new favorite necessarily. I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely up there. I also got Sam to watch a couple episodes with me the other day, and it was very entertaining. I am also a fan of The Bachelor and Bachelorette. No shame. Guilty pleasure. Not a guilty pleasure. We're very open about watching these things just because they're entertaining. So yeah, I would... If you were looking for a new show to watch, you've never seen them before, and you love reality TV show that is super, super scripted, also maybe not so scripted, things get pretty crazy, you know, it's worth a try. They're available on their website. It's very entertaining, a lot of fun, a lot of shouting, and a lot of craziness. So yeah, those are the two things. I've talked too long about this. We're gonna move on. Those are the two things that are not knitting related that I have discovered so far in 2021 that are very entertaining to me. And I wanted to share the glory of oat milk creamer and the Real Housewives with you. In case you were curious what I enjoy watching, it's that. So, it's the beginning of a new year, so we have our New Year's knitting goals, plans. We can also discuss last year's knitting goals and plans. How did I do that? I also have knitting plans that are coming up. I'm so excited. Where do we begin? Let's start with the finished objects first, because that seems like a good place to start. So first of all, I didn't get the penguono done. I will say that right now. I did not get the penguono done, and it's okay. There was definitely stress involved in order to get the penguono done, and so I just asked Sam if he needed it, like how much it meant to him if I got it done, and it didn't mean like the world, which was, I appreciated. It was very kind of him to say that he didn't need it on our Christmas day. So I did not get that done. I put that on hold, and I will put that into my rotation sometime soon. I haven't done that yet, but it's gonna happen, and it's not gonna turn into a languishing whip, and it will get done soon. But the other finished object or thing that I was working on that I was like bound and determined to get done is this, which you have, if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen pictures of this, and there's an end at the bottom that I see that I have not trimmed short enough. I have to, like, why am I just now noticing that? This is the Wave Break sweater by Susan Vianney Knits, and this was so much fun to knit. It was such a good stash buster. I used so much stash. Obviously you can play around with how you do this. I know some of the other testers used just 3 colors. I know that Susan and the original one and several other testers used the 2 colors that she had designed it with, and then there was me that used all the colors. But yeah, I am super happy with how it turned out. It's very boxy and oversized, and I love that. I love the sleeves. We've got drop sleeves, or drop shoulders. And yeah, so I used a bunch of yarn, and if you're interested in how much I used, weights, and all that, colorway names, all that jazz, it is on my Ravelry project page, and I feel very proud of collecting all this information. It seemed very overwhelming looking at my little project bag full of bits and pieces of yarn without ball bands. But thankfully when it came to it, to put all this information in, I was able to remember most of the names and everything like that. So I'm very proud of the documentation that I took of this sweater. I was so happy to test this for Susan. This is her 2nd pattern that she's published, and it's super exciting. I can't wait to see what else she publishes and her upcoming designs and what she puts out. It was very well written. Would highly recommend it. And yeah, it's just, there were a lot of sizes that she had written, which was really great. She has really clear instructions for adding things like bust darts, which is very important. And she's just super sweet. So I would highly recommend you checking out that pattern. And yeah, I did finish that before the new year was done. So that is a 2020 finished object. I am proud to say just in 2020. And I have my first 2021 finished object with me as well, which is another test knit. And this, I don't even know if it's been a long time since I've recorded, which is great. I really enjoyed the break. It was very wonderful. And, whoops, that threw off my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't remember, but that's okay. If I had shown this to you. I haven't recorded in a while. I don't know if I'd actually shown this to you. I think I might have just barely started it. But this is my test knit for my dear friend Heather of Heather Handmaids. And I realized that I folded this with the wrong sides out, so that's not very helpful. But this is her first pattern that is coming out, and I realize this is very hard to see. It is a beautifully long scarf full of textures, and this is called Textures of Comfort. You have mohair sections, you have ribbing sections, you have eyelet sections, you have broken garter, or I'm sorry, I'm still showing you the wrong side because I thought I was showing the right side. You have these garter stitch sections that are broken up with stockinette, and I also had the delight of knitting this out of her yarn that she very, very kindly gifted to me. This is her Toasted Marshmallow colorway, and I cannot even everybody with how beautiful this is. It is the best neutral that will go with everything. And I'm so excited. So here we have our eyelet section, our mohair garter stitch section, your rib section, and then the broken, I forget what she called it in the pattern, but it's like just garter stitch with the stockinette in between. And I also, because why not, I added tassels. There you go. Because why not? You know? I love this so much. This is not quite out yet. But if you follow me on Instagram, you will be very aware when it does get published. But yes, this is super gorgeous. I am so excited that I got to test this for her and I got to use her yarn. It was super wonderful, and it's definitely like a very methodical, or not methodical, is that the right word I want to use? It's very peaceful, and like the pattern is called the Textures of Comfort. There's a lot of, it's repetitive, which is really nice. So you definitely feel the comfortingness of the stitch patterns, and you get into a rhythm really easily, and it's really great. And then in between you have your garter stitch with the fuzzy mohair, and it's really great. Her pattern is written very clearly, and she also gives you instructions of how to sub another fingering weight yarn instead of the mohair if you so desire, if you don't want to use it for like allergy reasons or if you just don't want to use it. And she also includes instructions on how to shorten it if you don't want it that long, which is super awesome. So there's a lot of flexibility and versatility and creativity that is part of this pattern, and I would highly recommend it. Recommend. That's not a word. I would highly recommend you checking it out once it is published, which I'm not sure when, but it will be coming out soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Follow her on Instagram, of course. Go and check out her website. And then you can hear from her when it comes out, but I will also be posting when it comes out. So, Textures of Comfort by Heathered Handmaids. Very excited that it is her first pattern. Super awesome, a great way to start off 2021. Also, not having to do with knitting, I would like to point out that yesterday, a lot of Texas got snow, except for our area. A lot of Texas got snow that doesn't normally get snow, and we were so close. We were just like barely on the line of getting snow or not getting snow. Like we were just barely too south and we didn't get any snow. So I'm still seeing all these pictures of people posting of like all this beautiful, amazing, a lot of snow, and I'm still a little not happy that we didn't get any, but that's okay. It's still really cold, so I can rejoice in that, you know. In case you were wondering. So, next up, what shall we talk about? This I think I had on my needles. What are these things? These are fun. Little preview. Okay, so I had this going. You may be able to guess what this is. This is my advent calendar, and I was right. Didn't make it very far before I got way behind, and that's okay. You know what? That's fine. Looks super awesome. Very neon. I love it. So this is the Pineapple Yarns advent calendar that myself, my mom, and my sister did this year, which is super exciting. We did the Dotted Rays and by Stephen West, and I am super excited. I know mine will be massive, and I am so excited about that. That is exactly what I was looking for, and I cannot wait to see what this looks like in the end. Having seen all the yarn at this point, I am super excited about where the fade is going and went and ended, because it's now way past the 24th of December. I'm super excited about this. And I also have upcoming plans. Do I share that now? Do I share that later? I don't know. Anyway, I need to work on this. I have not worked on this in a while. I did bring this with me when we traveled to do Christmas with my family, and I didn't work on this as much just because I was trying to get the wave break sweater done, which was totally fine. I knew that would happen anyway. But I did get some work on this done, and then I got a new project, and it kind of was distracting. No shame, but this is definitely needing to go into my rotation soon. But yes, I'm I need to put in a stitch marker. Let's do the stitch markers really quick. So, I was very kindly given for Christmas my in-laws are so wonderful. I'll put this in here because I had it in a different container. My in-laws gave me not one, not two, but 3 Progress Keepers from Little Bitty Delights, which if you are new here, Amanda is one of my favorite Progress Keeper creators. She is wonderful and she creates such incredibly beautiful and tiny clay Progress Keepers, and I love them so much. And my in-laws gave me these, which are her donuts. So I got a sparkled chocolate donut, I've got a sparkle regular donut, and then I've got a glazed donut, and I'm so excited. I love them. When I opened this up, I was like, oh my goodness. A donut trio. I can't even. So I did get that. And then, in addition to that, Amanda was showing off these Christmas mugs that she was putting together, and I could not resist. It was one of those things where I saw them, and then I couldn't stop thinking about them, and then usually when that happens, I feel like it is needed, so I got one. She had a blue one of these, but I went for the gingerbread spice one. I think that's what it was called, but look how cute. Like, can we even, like, it's got a straw, we got the lemon thing, we got 2 straws, the candy cane handle, it's sparkly. I love this. She makes the cutest stuff. So, this is not currently on anything, but it will be very soon. And I can really just add them to anything because I'm making lots of progress on everything, which is very exciting. So, I'm trying to think, is there something that I didn't bring in here? I don't think there's anything that I've recently, or that I worked on between the last time I recorded and now that I don't have in here, but I'm trying to remember. I don't think so. Oh, I know. I don't actually have it with me because it's out in the other room, so that's okay. I finished a sample for Suburban Stitcher, Diane of Suburban Stitcher. It was the Tassels in the Sky pattern by Vincent, or the Knit Owl on Instagram, which is a wonderful pattern. Very easy, very straightforward, and amazing tassels. They're just so beautiful. There is something about the combination of slub and mohair, and when you put it together, it just creates the most beautiful and soft texture, and I can't even, and then when you put it into tassel form, it's just like, I need this in my life. So this was a sample, so I do have to send it back to Diane, which is really wonderful. I'm glad that she can use that, and I'm very happy to sample knit for her, and now I'm very sad that I do not have it in my life anymore. But I did use her yarn. It is in her brand new color, the maple colorway, which is just gorgeous. It is stunning. And yeah, so that is super exciting. I know she'll be putting together kits soon for that in her shop. So if you are interested, again, I'm sorry that I don't have it, but if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen pictures because I posted those this morning. And yeah, so she'll be putting together kits soon. Keep your eyes peeled for that. I know that they will probably sell out very quickly because her yarns are amazing. So very excited for that. That's another finished object. That was also in 2021. So finished object number 2 in 2021 is complete. The question is, what will be number 3? I don't know. I don't know. So, let's talk about this. That doesn't really look like anything right now. What is this? It is a sweater? You would be right, but you would be probably wondering what sweater is this? And if you were an avid knitter in the knitting community, I may be able to show this to you, and you may be able to guess what it is. So I feel like this is very apparent. I showed this to you. We've got reverse stockinette on the outside, and we've got this one slip stitch down the middle and down the back. What is it? Did you just say The Weekender by Andrea Mowry? You would be correct. I am so excited for this. I have wanted to knit one of these for the longest time, and I had grand plans for various versions throughout the years because it's been out for a while. I had plans for a hand-spun one, I had plans for a faded one, then the Weekender Light came out, and I also have plans for that. But there was something that I just really wanted to do this. And also, you may know this about me. I feel like we're close enough friends that you may know this about me by now. If you are not new to the podcast, I don't like making decisions. It's just not one of my favorite things to do unless I absolutely have to. So, when it came time to put together my Christmas list, especially when it came to yarn, I spent a lot of time like planning things out, including links, making sure there was like the proper information so it wasn't any confusion about what exactly I was looking for, which was, I really enjoy doing that. So when it came time to like actually pick those projects, I just went for it and picked out a couple. Some of them were kind of random, like I hadn't thought about it in a while, and some of them I had been thinking about for a while, and that was that. And then I didn't look at it again, I didn't second guess myself, and it was really great. And because I did it so early, I kind of forgot what I was gonna do and what I had asked for, so then when I opened up the yarn, it was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this, this is so exciting. So, would highly recommend you doing that if you plan out your gifting lists, whatever, in however way. It's quite fun, especially when you do it early enough and then you forget. So, this was one of those things, and I wanted to try making a sweater out of Lion brand woolies, which I'm very excited about, and I'm so happy with how this is knitting up. And you may be wondering, wow, this is such a different dark color than you just held up, and I would tell you, yes, that would be correct, because I'm color blocking it. I'm so excited. This is another rendition of the Weekender that I had plans for. A color blocked Weekender. So the bottom will be light pink, and the rest of it will be this dark pink, which is Rose Heather, and I believe this is called Blush something. It's on my Ravelry page. So, I'm very excited. I don't have a sweater that's made out of woolies, which I'm very excited for. Like, big box yarn has been developed so much over the years, and there's so much incredible yarn like that that's out there, and it needs to be knit with more. And it's also like an amazing price point, and they also have very fun colors. Like, these are stunning colors, and I know that this ball of yarn looks very sad. And I'm kind of worried it's gonna get really tangled, but I'm hoping and praying that it doesn't. You know? And yeah, this has just been a very slow going, clearly. I did cast this on Christmas Day, our Christmas Day, which was the 22nd of December. And haven't made a lot of progress, but I have done some. And I am just super, super excited about this. I love that it's bottom up. I don't knit a whole lot of bottom up stuff. I say that having just finished a bottom up sweater, but it's not normally the type of sweater that I always knit. I usually knit a lot of top down, which is for no other reason than I liked yoked sweaters and raglan sweaters. But I also love bottom up sweaters because they also come with their list of really helpful things, like you can measure the body super easily. You can try it on as you go. It's really, really helpful. So, yes, this has not really been in my rotation, again, because there is a project that I have gotten, that has been very distracting, and I'm sure you will understand why when I show it to you. But this is definitely like a really nice mindless thing right now, and I need to do some reading with my eyes and not with my ears, and though both are technically reading, there's nothing wrong with audiobooks, for a book club event that I'm currently participating in. And the book that I need to work on is a reading with my eyes book. So, and the project that is currently distracting me is not a reading with my eyes book. I can listen to things and I can watch things like The Real Housewives, but I cannot read with my eyes. So I need to work on that. It's also because I really want to add in the second color, because that is just so exciting. I am super, super excited about where that's going. And yeah, just so excited. I have been distracted by Instagram, and I am not ashamed, but I did leave the camera rolling while I was doing that, so yes. Let us talk about this new project that I have. So, if you follow me on Instagram, and you've been following me since around the middle of December, I have something in my eye, you would be very aware that, like I said before, I can't make decisions. I don't like making decisions, and especially when it comes to yarn, for some reason it can be very overwhelming to me. So I enlist the help of my friends on Instagram to help me make said decisions. And so I laid out projects that I want to have as my day after Christmas cast on. And everyone was very helpful. Everyone was very kind. We had lots of fun chats about them. It was great. And then I didn't cast on any of those things because I decided that my suitcase was too full and I couldn't bring anything more. So I was a little limited to space, and I was already bringing a lot, and I thought that it would be better if I worked on fewer things and then maybe got things done, which I did. And I also have that hat. I don't know where that hat is. That pattern's not out yet. Is that in this pile of knitting? I completely forgot about that. So I didn't bring any of those things. I didn't cast any of them on. They will be knit sometime soon, I hope. Just not the day after Christmas. And so once we got there, my mom and my sister and we took a very fun trip to Maker and Stitch, which is very quickly becoming one of my favorite yarn stores of all time. They're just so sweet, and they have such a very fun selection of yarns, and they have some hand-dyeds, but I feel like they mainly focus on like bases, like fun bases and breeds of sheep, and but they also have a lot of really fun colors, so it's very fun. I would highly recommend going and checking it out if you're in Colorado, if you're near or in the Edwards area. And so I knew that we would be going at some point, so I did come up with some project ideas to maybe be looking for if I saw anything that caught my eye, or if I just like couldn't stop thinking about, you know. And I found something that really piqued my interest, and I am so excited. This was very hard to not like work solely on this thing because I had deadline knitting that needed to be done, and I can't even, like, this is turning out so much better. I also just put it on a super long cord and I'm so much happier. I have forgotten the name of the designer, so let me look that up really quick. Here we go. Here we go. So, this is designed by Lily of Wishbone Yarn. And she came out with this, she published this pattern on December 17th, 2020. So this is a brand new pattern of hers. She has incredible color work. Sweaters that she designs, and then she also has her own yarn that she dyes as well. So her feed is stunning. Would highly recommend you going and following her. And you may already follow her for all I know. But I am, let me see, let me pull up this picture. So this is the sweater that I am knitting. This is on her feed. And how cute is this sweater? So it's color worked all over. It's cropped. We've got some dolman sleeves going on. And I can't even. Oh. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. The fact that I put it on the longer needle, the longer cord, is just really great. So I am using a yarn I have not used in a very long time, especially for a body of a sweater, which is, actually I haven't even used this yarn at all before. But a single ply is what I'm getting at. This is the washed, yarn from Malabrigo. This is the machine washable version of their worsted merino base, which I didn't even know that they had. And this is in the Plomo colorway. I love this. To go with it, we got some handy dandy Noro, which is some of my favorite if you did not know that. We cannot rival these colors. Like, I can't even. I saw this color and it was on the bottom shelf of one of their, in the middle of the floor shelving things, and I saw it because I was looking for color fading yarns, and I knew that they had Noro, so I was checking out the Noro that they had, and I saw this and I was like, okay, well this is what we're gonna base. We're gonna find a main color to go with this, and this is gonna be this is what it's gonna be. And so then I was going between this and a creamy white, and I really like the creamy white, but I love how like poppy the color work looks on the dark. I know it's kind of hard to see, but like it's really beautiful. And I'm almost to the end of my first ball of Noro. I have 3 of each. And since it's cropped, I'm super excited. I have this big color work chart, which is about 17 rows. I have some in between, and then I have another zigzag, and then I divide for the sleeves. So I'm actually very close to dividing for the sleeves, which I'm so excited for, because I'm really tired of having all these bazillion stitches on my needles. But I'm so excited with how this is turning out. I love that this has orange in it. I think that's super fun. And with any Noro, like, we think the colors are crazy, but it's stunning and it's just so gorgeous. I also love that it has like this creamy brown with it as well before it goes into the brown. And I think that is just stunning. So I am so excited about this. So I got this and could not stop working on it. And this technically ended up being a Christmas Eve cast on because I knit both of the sleeves, or I knit one sleeve in one day and the second sleeve in like half a day of the wave breaker sweater. So that was kind of like my reward. I finished the one sleeve and needed to cast something on. My mom and sister also got stuff and they had cast on their project. So, but I knew that I needed to get this at least one sleeve done before doing anything else, which was very exciting. That once I got it done, it was like, oh yes, it's time to celebrate. So I did. I also like that this is like purpley. It's just so beautiful. I love that this is so bright and happy. Oh man, I just can't even. So, really looking forward to continue working on this. I am working on my second ball of my Malabrigo, which I believe this has short sleeves. Right? Yeah, this has short sleeves. Well, since it's kind of lower, the sleeves are pretty short. They're like a little bit shorter than 3/4 length sleeves. But yes. Oh man, I really love her patterns and I also love her yarn. But when I saw this Old World one, I was like, oh man, that's cropped. It doesn't use a lot of yarn and I need it so much. Noro would be perfect. So Noro it was, and Noro it is, and Noro I will love forever. So very exciting. I just can't even. This is the Silk Garden Light, if you were curious. And this is color 2169, Lot A, in case you were curious. Loving this. Cannot wait to continue on with that. Been mainly working on this while I watched grown women scream at each other about petty things while I enjoyed my oat milk creamer. I'm living the life. The beginning of 2021. How exciting. I love that for me. In other news, we will talk about that later. In other news, I love that my in-laws are very supportive and happy about my knitting and yarn habits and support them wholeheartedly, and it's really great, and they give me yarn for Christmas in addition to Progress Keepers. It's very wonderful. So this is the BC Garn Bio Shetland, which was ordered online from Hill Country Weavers in the slow colorway, which I don't know how well you can see, but it's like it's not showing up super well on camera. It's more purpley in person. It's showing up pretty navy on camera, but in person it is way more purple. And I'm going to be making a sweater that I don't know if I actually know how to pronounce it correctly, but we're going to do our best. I do remember how to spell it. I also believe that it is a French word. Bum, bum, bum. That's not what I was looking for. We're gonna have to go to my Ravelry. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. No shame. Okay. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Florist. Yes. Okay, I'm so excited about this. So this is the Floriste, I believe, by Sari Norland, and it is this. This is on her Ravelry project page. Look at that beautiful lace work. Can we even? So this is what I'm making. And I have had this in my queue for a very long time. And it only takes 3 skeins of this. So good. I'm so excited about this. Like, it's taking a lot of self-control to not wind this up, because clearly I have my Swift in here. The lace pattern, let's see, it says here, the flower and ivy inspired lace pattern is worked on the fronts and the sleeves. The lace pattern is a variation of a Japanese lace pattern that can be found in Hitomi Shida, 250 Japanese knitting stitches book, which is super exciting. And I love how, like, I've been a fan of her patterns for the longest time, and I haven't knit any of them yet. And now is my time. I have a bazillion of them seemingly in my queue, and now I get to knit this one, and I'm so excited. I wish you could see what this looks like in person. It's way more, like, that just doesn't help. It's more purpley with like more pinky undertones. It's gorgeous. I can't begin to describe it to you, even though I just did, but I'm super excited to knit this. I'm not sure when exactly this will get cast on, but I hope soon. Maybe once the old world is done, because this is knit on a very, very small needle. I would also describe this yarn as a little bit less expensive of Loft from Brooklyn Tweed. You do have a, whoopsies, yarn down, boop. You do have a 2-ply, and it's very woolly, fluffy, very amazing. That it's showing up super blue on my camera, so maybe on your computer or when I edit it, it will look more accurate, but on my camera it does not look as accurate. So yes, this is very similar to Loft. It's 100% pure organic wool, which is super exciting. And yeah, I am just so excited to finally get to knit one of her patterns, use this yarn. I am very excited, and I am super happy and very thankful that my in-laws gifted this to me for Christmas. So hopefully new things coming in the new year, new projects, new everything. In addition to that, we've been talking for a very long time. We still have to go over the goals. I have plans for, we'll start cleaning all this up while I discuss, for a temperature blanket. Everyone. What? Yes, a temperature blanket. And I've been very inspired. I do apologize, I'm spending a lot of time on my phone, but there's a reason for that. So I follow Tony of TL Yarn Crafts on Instagram. This is her account, and she makes the most beautiful crocheted things, and it's very inspirational. So she posted a series of blog posts of how to plan, and I realize there's a segment going by, Okay, it's gone. I apologize. She wrote a series of blog posts of how to plan and figure out how to put together your own temperature blanket, whether it's knit, whether it's crochet, whether it's Tunisian crochet, how to put together your color palette, figuring out how much yarn you need, all this really very, very helpful information. And I don't know why, maybe it's just seeing her post all these pictures of like crocheting little squares and stuff like this. That's just been very inspirational. And again, it was one of those things that I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, I was so excited about this, and I saw this, or I saw her blog post, I think, as we were traveling back home. And once we got home, that was one of the things that I figured out immediately. It was like my color palette, what yarn I wanted to use. I thought about it for a very long time because, again, making decisions, not my favorite. Very small price to pay, though. It's very much not a problem. In the grand scheme of things, it's not. If making a decision is the worst problem that I have, I would be very, very lucky. So I really had a fun time putting all that stuff together, figuring it all out, and that yarn should be arriving today or tomorrow, and I'm so excited. I cannot even. I'm sure once I start that process, I will post pictures on Instagram, because I believe Tony is hosting a crochet along starting on January 19th. And yes, the Make It Crochet Along 2021 starts Tuesday, January 19th. You can pick any of her patterns, current whip or something new. She's got a hashtag. She's got some prizes. And yeah, so this is super exciting. I'm going to be using her pattern that she wrote, called the Bias Granny Temperature Blanket, which is available from We Crochet Official, and yes, I am crocheting it. So, as we're gonna go over my goals in just a minute, knitting and crafting goals, crocheting is definitely on it, and this shawl never stays on. I wear it for a decent amount of time, and I look down and I realize that it's fallen off. Anyway, so this is this blanket. She's got a bunch of other really amazing pictures of it on her Instagram feed, so please go follow her over on there. But that being said, let's go over some knitting goals. I'd also like to point out that I started this knitting goal list in this book in 2018. And we've been doing this for a long time. So, my knitting goals for 2020, little did I know what the year was going to hold. Goal number 1, I knit more from my stash. Did that. Limit test knits. Did that to a certain degree. Get whips on needles below 10. I did that. That didn't last for very long, but I did do it, and I'm very proud of myself. I did not crochet an item, so I did not check that out. I did not steek more or cardiganize sweaters. I did not do that. But I did stay on top of my Ravelry, and I did consistently post my pictures, which I'm very proud of. I did knit items instead of buying items, which I'm also very proud of. I did maintain my knits. I did a lot of mending, did a lot of washing. I was very proud of myself for just maintaining them. I did not really figure out a good new organization for my knitwear. That didn't really happen. I had very high hopes, and I did try. I just don't know how to do it. I think it's also hard when it gets really cold, and then I want to pull everything out, because it's one thing to have my summer knits easy access and having my chunky ones put away, but then when it gets cold I want to pull them all out, and then I just don't have enough space. I wanted to spin more. I didn't do that. Didn't happen. But I did knit a lot with my hand spun. I did do that, and I'm very super excited that I got to do that. I know I put it in my penguono, I put it in Sam's penguono. I know I put it in other things. I just now can't remember what they were. And that's okay. You know I did it, so. So, the goals for 2021. Please let this year be better. Okay. Number 1. I want to knit more from my stash again. This is a consistent, continuing goal. It will never end. But I love knitting from my stash, and it helps me be creative. I want to pull more whips from things that I have already gotten. So instead of, like, if I'm wanting to cast something on, I have yarn for a lot of projects already, and I really just need to go there first instead of going to my queue and figuring out what I can buy new, because I've had some yarn for certain projects for a very long time, and I want to use those. 3. More socks? Question mark. I feel like putting a question mark on these things is kind of cheating, because then it gives me an out of, like, if I don't want to do it, I don't have to. But yes, more socks. Hopefully, I have plans to do more socks. Next one is continuing on to maintain and organize my knits. Organization really is the main one, but maintaining things as well. And there's another siren, so we're gonna pause real quick. Next thing, I want to steek something. I don't know what, but I want to steek something, and I'm pretty sure I have I know without a doubt that I have at least one thing that I already have yarn for that is a steek sweater, and so I need to do that. I have had that yarn for a very long time, and I just need to do it. I also want to crochet more. That's definitely going to happen if I'm consistent with this temperature blanket. Also, I appreciate that Tony explained that this is not like a daily thing if you don't want it to be. The way that she does it, I think she batch works or something like that. I forget what she calls it, but it's like she saves the week's worth of like crocheting on the temperature blanket for Sunday or Monday or whatever, so that way she's not doing something every day, which can be a lot if you're busy. So that way you can set aside time one day a week to work on that week's worth of work on a temperature blanket, which I think is pretty smart. Next thing is a scrappy blanket, which I think this temperature blanket would totally count. It is scrappy yarn. Next one is reduced test knits. Did I say limit test knits last year? Yeah, limit test knits. Reduced test knits. We have changed the wording on this. I could be better about my test knits. We'll see what happens. As of right now, I don't have any test knits going. They're all done. And I also haven't seen any recently that have been like, I need to be test knit me now. I haven't seen any like that. So that's great. But I know that will probably change. And we'll see how that ends up. Because who knows? Maybe I'll just take a break from test knitting. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's a new year. It's only January. Next one is keeping whips to a minimum. Didn't write a number, but a minimum, whatever that means. I remember last year I said, like, if I got things to 7 or below, that would be really amazing. I do like that number. I don't know how many I have currently. I know that Christmas didn't really help that, but that's okay, you know. It brought me joy, and that's all that matters. I also have quite a bit of languishing whips that need to be finished. So we'll do some planning. I think we need to, or we, the royal we, I need to figure out what I have done in the past, where I need to finish at least one languishing whip a month. I know that I don't have as many now because I did so great on that last time I did that. So I think if I could very easily just do one a month. Because I think before I think I had to do 2 a month in order to like really cut back on the whips that I had on my needles. And this is all to say, if you like having lots of whips on your needles, more power to you. If you like having 1 whip on your needles, that is also awesome. I like to be in the middle. I know some people may think that 7 is a lot, but I would like to tell you that at one point I had over 20 on my needles, and that was a little too much for my knitting heart to deal with. For my knitting mental health, I needed to cut it back, and I still need to work on that. I think that's current work in progress. I think that might always be a work in progress, which that's totally fine. There's no shame in that. And so yeah, I need to figure that out. I need to do some planning. I think it's very, very easily attainable though. And then lastly is write down more project planning. I have gotten really bad. I used to write down all my project planning in this notebook and in other notebooks as well, of just like figuring out yarn I wanted to use for projects. When I was in the creative mood and I wanted to project plan and I wanted to figure out what I wanted to use, even if I wasn't going to buy the yarn in the moment, I would have the yarn information ready, so whenever I would be ready to buy something, or if I needed like a gift idea for someone, I could be like, hey, I need 6 balls of this. There you go. This is what I need. And I've gotten really bad at writing that down. And I have that saved in some areas in my Ravelry queue, but I don't have that like in everything. It's not a consistent place that I'm writing that information down, whether it be on the computer or like physically writing. So yeah, I think that'll be a good thing to do because I also enjoy stuff like that. I also really like, as much as I will tell you that I hate math, I do find it like kind of soothing to write out easy math problems and like you can see it all, the puzzle pieces, the numbers put together, fall together, that gets resolved, you have your end number. I think that's very satisfying, especially when it comes to yardage and how many balls you need and all that stuff, how much it's going to cost. I think that's very satisfying. It's a very knitter statement or crafter, crocheter statement to make. So yeah, those are all my goals, resolutions, plans for 2021 in regards to my knitting and crafting, crocheting. I hope my temperature blanket yarn shows up soon because I really want to get started on that. I'm very excited. Also, while I was planning, Sam expressed interest in the blanket itself, and so I think I'm going to try and teach him how to crochet as well, or how to do it, how to make these little squares as well, so he can be part of the process, which I think is super fun. And yeah, I think that'll be fun for us to potentially do together. I've been talking for a very long time. So, I've also shared everything that I want to share. We're off to a very good start this year. Thanks for sitting with me through all of this rambling and ranting and a lot sharing new favorite things about the Real Housewives and stuff like that. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Whatever you may have celebrated, I hope that it was safe and healthy. Here's to a new year of podcasting and creating and crafting and just enjoying the little things in life. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram. Please go follow me over on there, and then you can see when these new test knits come out, when they or they're already out, all that kind of stuff. I've got show notes on my blog. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. I have a lot of crafty plans ahead of me. I've got new goals, resolutions, and plans for the new year. and hopefully a new temperature blanket when it shows up. It's supposed to be here soon. I've been watching the tracking like a hawk, and I can't. I need it now. But it's not here yet, so I have to be patient. That's okay. It allows me to work on other things, that's for sure. So that's very nice, and I do appreciate that. Anyway, that is all that I have for you guys this week. Thank you for hanging out. Again, I know it was a very long episode, but I hope that it brought you entertainment. I hope you laughed. I hope that you were maybe inspired to write down some of your own crafting plans for the year. If you have any goals, let me know. I would love to hear what your crafting goals are, because it's just fun to know what other people are working on. Have you ever done a temperature blanket? Because I have not, and I'm excited. Also a little overwhelmed, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be okay. Anyway, that is all that I have for you guys this week. And with that, I will see you guys next week.